What's good, everybody? Welcome to the 14th episode of Raptors in One. So, guys, this episode I'm going to do something different. I happened to come across something as I was looking through some NBA news, and two of the news items really caught my attention, and I really want to bring this to everybody else's attention and share my thoughts on this. So we all know that in today's NBA, a lot of star players, they want to team up with each other because, everybody wants to win that championship like 2 years ago. Everybody wants that instant gratification. Once they get their money, they just want that championship, right? But you know what? There were a few players in the league who weren't all about that. Right? They wanted to do things right, and of course, they didn't want to follow anybody. They didn't want to necessarily team up with anyone. They wanted to make their own legacy on their own efforts, their own sweat and blood. And some of those players, I'm going to list them off, like Giannis Antetokounmpo, the best example ever, of course. Then we got Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, DeRozan as well. He's not necessarily looking to team up, and he's a very loyal guy as well. Unfortunately, he got traded off from the Raptors, but hey, for the best. Having said that, I heard something about Bradley Beal and Jason Tatum. It seems like they're considering teaming up, or at least they've given it thought to teaming up. That's crazy. It's crazy in the sense that if these two were to team up on a team, man, the offensive power would be crazy. Opponents would be having a field day trying to stop these two players. I don't know about the defense so much. Maybe if their supporting cast in the team are good defenders, it could probably make up for the lack of defense on their part. But having said that, they're not bad defensively either, but they're not the best, or even they may be average, or maybe just a little below average, but their offensive game more than makes up for it. Now, I wanted to talk about Bradley Beal, basically what Tatum said here. And this is Tatum basically saying that, we talked about it plenty of times. I think more so just thinking about how cool it will be to play with him. Just how we grew up and how close we are. It's something I've always dreamed about. Here we go. Can't say I didn't see that coming. I know, it's very rare to see people who are, who want to make their own legacy and whatnot. And I thought, I actually had a lot of respect for Bradley Beal. As much of a Raptor killer as he is, I had respect for him in the sense he didn't want to get traded. He didn't want to leave his franchise, regardless of how bad they were doing and how many close calls they had in the playoffs too. Any superstar of his caliber, of his skill level, any other superstar would have gotten tired and would have been like, you know what? I'm going to see if LeBron wants any help, or I'm going to see if, Kawhi wants any help, or if Kevin Durant wants any help, But, or even Giannis, if Giannis wants any help. But, you know what? He stuck to his guns and he decided to stay in Washington. Of course, money talks, money helps. But at the end of the day, he did not sell out. Well, after hearing this, not so much, The fact that they were discussing this, and that they thought about it, one thing everybody needs to realize is that Tatum and Beal, they both grew in St. Louis, Montana, right? And of course, they were supposed to play together for Team USA at the Tokyo Olympics, but of course, Beal had to withdraw. COVID-19 is a thing, but it's all good. Now the crazy part is, of course, Beal, if he wants to, could be a free agent next summer. Tatum, I don't think, I'm not sure how his contract is, but it feels like, if I can remember, I think he did sign a contract, and so he's going to be there for the long haul. Which means, guess what? Beal could very well, if he wants to, if the Wizards do not perform this year, he could very well be like, you know what? I'm going to make this happen. We're going to try and figure out how I can go over to Boston. And knowing him, wouldn't be surprised if he decides to take a pay cut, take a page out of Kevin Durant's book. Like how Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors, took a little bit of a pay cut, and won 2 championships. Now here's the next piece of news that I came across, and while I was looking at highlights of the games 2 nights ago. This was when Portland was playing against Philadelphia 76ers. And I had seen in the highlight when Lillard was shooting the free throw, Philadelphia was like, we want Lillard, and I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Like the Philadelphia fan base, I mean, I get it, you guys. You guys are unlucky with the Ben Simmons situation right now, and of course, it seems like Damian Lillard would be a good fit for you guys. But it seems like now here's the thing, and this is what makes my spidey sense tingle a little bit. Now we know Lillard is also one of those loyal guys who doesn't necessarily want to team up with any other superstars or make a super team kind of thing to win the championship. At least to me, it seemed like he was one of those guys who just wanted to do it on his own, and I had respect for that. Well, there were rumors, of course, in this offseason that he could probably be moved, or he had asked to be moved, and all sorts of rumors, right? But again, he's assuring the Portland fans that, I like being here. I like being a Trailblazer. Of course, I've lived in Portland. I've, pretty much played all my NBA career in Portland. So I've built something here. Why would I want to move from this situation, right? You know what? It's hard for me to trust anybody anymore, especially these NBA players, because you know what? Anything can happen. Stranger things have happened. At the drop of a hat, they can change their minds and decide, well, you know what? I want to win a championship, and I want to win a championship like 2 years ago. So guess what? I'm going to see if I can team up with one of these guys who've already won the championship and help them win some more. Now, another interesting thing that really caught my attention was that, yes, there's the tampering rule in the NBA, and how if there were any executives or even players, supposedly trying to tamper with in the free agency, or try to convince players outwardly by saying it in the media that we want you, or even being very discreet or subtle about it, they still got fined, and they got fined in the 10,000s or 25,000s or whatever it was, depending on the severity of it. Well, it seems like the Philadelphia executives there, they figured out a way to circumvent this whole tampering rule. If you can't do it, why not just get the fans involved? That is crazy and genius at the same time. Well, what's the NBA gonna do? They're gonna fine every fan in the stands there. The fans are gonna be like, well, this is bull. We're fans. We can do whatever we want, and you can't sue us. So I mean, what are you gonna do? Kick us out of the arena? Then you can't fill out your seats. Then your revenue takes a hit and all that good stuff. So yeah, man, that's genius. That's shrewd, man. That's shrewd business. Oh, Daryl Morey. Oh man, You are one scary dude. I can't wait to see what deal you come up with for Ben Simmons. But hey, we'll see how that goes. So that's it for me, guys. Stay tuned. If anything else catches my eye like this, I'm gonna definitely talk about it. And well, why don't you guys comment and let me know what you guys think about this whole loyalty business in the NBA, and if there is any such thing as loyalty anymore, or have the players just become all about the championship, all about the fame, the money, and the glory? Whatever happened to love in the game, right? Whatever happened to performing for the fans, like how Jordan and Iverson used to do? So let me know, comment if you like this. If you like this, why don't you give me a thumbs up? That's always good. And of course, if you want more content, more thoughts about if you want to hear about what I think about everything else that's going on in the NBA, hit that subscribe button. You never know when I'm going to drop something. So that's it for me, folks. I'm out.